yeah, Pretty is very happy to see you.
Yeah, he could care less about the nasty ichor and visage or whatever
Mm-hmm.
sticky substance is about, and he's just all about the hugs and the squeezing as this thick ooze is just sliming off of his already broken face. It's just yes, this is a blessing of the gods. Yes, and look how
Mm-hmm.
beautiful you are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Uh, I take it he has burst out of his saddle that I worked so hard to give to him.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a mount, or is he mountable?
Yeah, you think you could still like mount him, but that the problem is that saddle that you had now would like constrict his wings, and so you could maybe restrap it to go over his shoulders. That would take some doing, which y'all can do in a rest here. As y'all decide, we'll just do a quick rest where y'all can decide. There's still the initial threat below. Y'all do know of a threat above, but you got your message off to the people of the city of Aru about the coming invasion from the technovirus. So, would you like to, at the end of this rest, would y'all like to continue descending into the fall? Okay. So, who took Vash's backpack, his jetpack? Because I think Zenith, you have a wingsuit.
I do.
I still think
Taiwu
Zenith should wear it.
I should still wear the jetpack or the wingsuit
Both. No.
at the same time. Double contingency.
Because y'all still don't have your skiff was destroyed a couple of adventures ago. Zinnia, she can fly basically. So pretty much everybody has a way of flying except for Bass, right?
Well, yeah, I think I'm going to steal his cool Rocketeer helmet, his cool Rocketeer jetpack. If he has one of those leather jackets, I've stolen it from him and I'm putting it on. Yeah. And if you want to introduce an NPC that looks like Jennifer Connelly, that's between you and me. But it's all right. I'll
let the adventure continue.
Gosh, I think last I checked, I was like dating a bunch of elderly tattoo artists up there, which they're more my speed, anyways. Yeah. So I'm stealing the Rocketeer jacket, jetpack, helmet, and I think I'm giving the pistol to Zenith Dans though, because I think when the time comes, I trust Zenith to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bass. That means a lot to me.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. Well, it's a pistol. You've seen him shoot it. It's a laser pistol. It only has a few buttons on it. You can figure it out in the rest. It only has you can only shoot it about 7 to 10 times. There's an intensity setting on it, so depending on how intense you shoot it, about 7 to 10 times, then it needs time to recharge. So basically, however you want to, if you want to do basically 2 damage or 4 damage, light or medium, that's your kind of limitation there, and its range is long, so it's about 100 feet. So yes, y'all begin after your rest. And the breath has just finished its upswing. And the thing is, as y'all have descended, you've really started to notice like the humidity is just like increasing. For every kilometer you descend, it just like increases by like 10%. And while it wasn't very hot up above, the lower you get, it's also getting warmer as to compound with this humidity. So right about now, it feels like living in Austin, Texas. So, it's about 95 degrees, but it's like 85% humidity. So it feels like 105. It's kind of like that. And so that's the biggest thing you notice is the more you get down here. And as you descend, you can also begin to hear the sounds of the only thing you can describe it as, y'all been around machinery before, like industrial machinery, and as you descend, you can begin to hear the sounds of massive like mechanization, of metal rending. It's kind of hard to really pinpoint because it's so vast inside this cavern, this filter. But you do hear that from below as you descend. As y'all descend, what is everybody doing as you're heading down? Are y'all focusing on descent as fast as possible? Are you still keeping a lookout?
Dennis being very careful.
Yeah.
As much as he can. And he's still very quietly dictating into his communicator.
Oh. Right. Okay.
All the things that I see.
Okay.
With the changes happening, he's definitely gonna be more excited because he's getting closer to his personal ultimate goal, and that is to be closer to his fallen god. So he would be, kind of annoying with that. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? It's getting warm. Are we there yet? And so it's just that's constantly going on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about Zinnia and Bass?
Zinnia is definitely kind of keeping an eye out on stuff. Mm-hmm. Probably hurting everybody because she's the one that can most efficiently move.
Okay. Yeah. So if you're kind of keeping an eye on everyone and keeping an eye on everything, go ahead and give me a perception check as you're descending here.
Cool. I have no training in this because. That's a 17.
Okay,
that's really good.
Yeah, that's really good. Because as you're descending, like you're looking down, and you think that you can actually kind of make out like a gridded pattern work in the distance. It's very dark, but that's the thing is, even though it's dark, you see this slightly different colored, like a metal, and it is grid worked, much like above. It's almost an exact reflection of the lands of HEl-A, as y'all call it, which y'all now realize is a HEPA filter. And the sounds are getting louder. But somewhere behind all that, as you notice that and it kind of draws your attention, you begin to hear a intermittent like noise, like a, and you look over at the wall at one point and you think you see something scuttling along the wall, and then you see a blue blip of light and it's gone, and at the same time you hear that as it blips out of existence. But you look around and that's the thing is, when you looked at it and it disappeared, you don't see it reappear.
Yeah, Zenny is definitely is keeping a kind of mapping where she hears the different sounds, and it's kind of like, is there a pattern? Is there anything to note if it's just happening randomly?
Mm-hmm. No, it seemed random. There wasn't a pattern other than the two different noises, right? There was a, and when you heard that, that's when you looked at it and it disappeared.
Yeah, I think Daniel will tell the others that, so not to alarm anybody or anything, but think there's something appearing and disappearing on the walls, little glowy things. Doesn't seem to be trying to get in on where we are, but it's just, after everything that we've seen down here, I'd rather be a little more safe than sorry.
That's extremely alarming.
Yeah.
Please don't scream.
Okay, I won't for you.
This is exciting. Maybe it's something from him. Where? Show it to me.
Jenny is trying to. As soon as she hears the first sound, she kind of tries to point it out.
Yeah, you definitely see something. You're not really sure the size. Maybe it's about 3 meters in length. It's fairly large, and it's scuttling along the wall. And now you can see that it is like scuttling downwards. Like it's at least matching y'all's speed since you started hearing it.
Bass, I don't think anything good scuttled.
Tai Wu would make use of his glider in that situation. This is just far too fascinating. He would jump off of the side of the vehicle that's taking us down. Are we? So I'm making sure I'm in the right frame of mind. Are we all kind of like in a type of free fall?
Well, I mean, everybody has their own type of. I thought you were on pretty heading down.
Yeah.
Because like Bass has the rocket pack and Zinnia's using the thing and
we are on the same page now. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, y'all are just kind of like doing like however you want to do it, like going back and forth, the slow spiral down. Rocket Man begins playing. Classic rock and roll hit. And yeah, it's just this noise, and now everybody can see the grid below you, and you can see like large chunks of like whether it's scrap or pieces of ships or whatever, basically on the underside of this grid being moved along the metal poles of it, like moved along by something. You're not really sure because you can't really see that yet. You're not close enough. But you can definitely tell they are being moved along the grid work of the filter, but on the other side of it. But again, like since Zinnia pointed it out, all of you can hear this. And Tai Wu, you since you said that you like get your glider and like try to fly closer.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Let me use. With his perception, would that take away from my intellect pool?
Yeah, it's an intellect roll. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let me use a level of effort because I do want to know what this is.
Okay. So just add 3 to your roll.
Okay. So there's 10.
So you got 10?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of fly. How close do you fly to the wall? The actual wall of.
Probably 6 feet away from it.
About 6 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're flying and you're like looking around and you hear that noise. But you do not see this thing like is coming at you. So give me a speed defense roll as it looks like it's reaching out to try to grab you. And it looks like about a 10-foot long like carapace, something between like a disgusting cockroach and a mantis. It's got these large mandibles and it's got multiple eyes that kind of twinkle with an odd like twilight, and it's somewhere between like black and purple. I can just show y'all. It looks like that.
Yeah,
so it looks like a gross, like 6-legged bug. And it's got 2 claws out front, and it's like it basically phased in, and it's reaching out to grab you, Tyree. So, give me a level 5. This is gonna be a level 5 speed defense roll.
I'm not. Yeah, I am gonna use level of effort as well.
Okay, so I'll bring it to a 4.
Shoot, that's tough. All right. 16.
16, yeah. It reaches out and you manage to dip your glider, and it looks like it was going for your right arm, the arm with the big Iron Man addition to it. but you managed to kind of tip your glider out of the way, and like right as it was grabbing at you, it and disappears again.
That didn't seem friendly. I don't think it's friendly. And with that, Taiwu would seek the safety of numbers and glide back towards the group.
Okay.
And of course, he would explain what he saw.
All right.
It's weird. It's mandibles and eyes, and it like the burger Men in Black. It's really ugly. It's not friendly.
Yeah, it did not appear friendly at all, Taiwu, when you were looking at it.
Well, we have no choice but to kill it. Oh wait, sorry, my D&D was showing.
Oh. Hey-oh.
Shots fired.
The best player is the one that gets the most experience, and I only get experience if I kill it. So. I might want to go investigate. What if it's intelligent? Highly intelligent.
Yeah. Zenith wants to look at it.
I was going to suggest that Taiwu would absolutely love this opportunity to try one of his new toys, and that drone would be perfect for this situation to just follow. If that drone is capable of that function, I mean, how are we going to work that? I want to use my my cipher.
Okay. Well, I mean, so the cipher is basically like it's this little drone that it responds to voice command, and it will hover and fly around an area for 10 minutes, recording sound and images. After that time, it returns to the user. To decipher the information, the user must ingest the bug, which relays the recorded mechanical impulses to your brain. And then you can see the recording all at once. So it's kind of, it's one of those things where it's kind of an after the fact, and not like, you can't,
oh, yeah, like, okay. It's not like for surveillance per se.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you could say, go down to the bottom to the filter and look around, and then it would come back. Or you could say, hey, follow this area, and then it comes back. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of an after the fact thing.
Let me hold that then. Thank you for the further explanation. Can I hold that instead? Yeah.
Okay. But it sounds like y'all want to try to investigate what this thing is.
100%.
Okay.
As close as possible. How does it taste?
Okay.
No.
So y'all are still descending.
Yeah.
You're actually starting to get close to the bottom. So would y'all like to alight on the wall and stop your descent, or would you like to just get close to the wall as you continue to descend?
I would like to get close to the wall.
Mm-hmm. But continue your descent?
I'm willing to hover. I'm willing to stop. I'm willing to fire up the jets, and yeah.
Okay. Is everybody on page with that? Everybody on the same page with that? Okay.
So I was on board with us.
Okay. So as y'all kind of get closer to the wall, y'all are sitting there for, you haven't heard the noise or seen this thing in about a minute or so. As you're not sure if it's just completely disappeared or run off. When it, like right in the midst of you, it phases back in, and you kind of get this, you feel this weird, being this close to it as it phases in, you get this like weird like distortion in your vision, and you all feel kind of odd. Zinnia, you understand this feeling a bit. It feels familiar to just the way you live, like when you use your powers and whatever, like, and sure enough, when it warps back in, like it's about to go after Taiwu again, and then you see its head just snap over and look directly at you.
Cool. Love that.
and it kind of like flares its mandibles and is like, and like snaps them together, and it is moving to attack. It is moving with hostile intent.
Cool.
And speed. So let's go ahead and get initiative.
Thanks, I hate it, Pruitt.
You're welcome. Well, you wanted to be all special and stuff.
I got a 12.
Alrighty.
3.
9.
So I'm going to use some effort, because if I don't, I could die.
Could be.
That is a 14 with effort.
Okay.
It's target difficulty 4.
Yep. So it goes first, because it is a level 5 creature, and so it goes on a 15. So yes, it phases back in, and it comes right at you, Zinnia, and it looks like it's trying to grab you as well. So it reaches out with its mandibles to snap at you. So it's a level 5 attack. You can do speed defense or might defense if you want to just try to shove it off of you. It's up to you.
Let's speed defense that.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a level of effort.
Okay, so that makes it a level 4 attack, so you need a 12 or better.
Nope, that's a 9.
A 9?
Yup.
Okay. In that case, it grabs you, and you feel this really odd sensation as you disappear, and you'll see Zinnia disappear. And Zinnia, you reappear on a very you have lived your entire life in the city of Aru, so you've never seen a horizon. You've maybe seen pictures from little soundbite or video bites that are found in scrap and stuff like that. They've sent probes up, and they've gotten brief images before whether it's radiation or the sun's light up there burns it away. And so you have seen a horizon artificially before, but you've never seen a horizon before. And as you phase back in to wherever this is, you just see a neon purple landscape and a infinite black sky with no stars. There's a jagged mountain range in the distance and very odd protrusions from the ground randomly. This place feels wrong. It feels like you shouldn't be here. But this thing warps and literally drops you off and then disappears again. To everyone back in the party, you see this thing warp in and grab Zinnia and then disappear.
Scream.
Okay, so Zenith lets out a scream.
Yes.
I'm going to use my favorite cipher that rewinds time 5 minutes. Oh, wait, I don't have that one. It was also when TK used it in a game. Yeah. Jim Davis brought an end to the campaign. Oops. So TK just hit the rewind time 5 minutes. So, yeah, I don't really think I have much of anything I can use, unless there happens to be something in one of these photos. Jonathan Pruitt sent us. Secret Finder? No.
Well, no. Kind of. You could technically, a creature or object, you could maybe try to figure out what this thing is with that. Definitely. I would say that you would need to basically use the data finder to snap a picture of it, and
Yeah, I'll try to do that.
Okay. So literally nothing happens for a few seconds, and then it warps back in, and it looks like it's going after Taiwu this time. Okay. But Taiwu, go ahead and give me a speed defense roll.
I will not be using effort on this one. Pretty sure. I should have used that for a 5.
A 5? Okay. Okay. Grabs you, Taiwu. But it grabs your arm, like the mechanic shell of it, and it feels like it's trying to wrench it off your arm, like it's like pulling, and so it stays there. So now it is Bass's turn, as this thing is like it hasn't done any damage to you, but it's basically like grabbing your arm and like kind of like trying to just jerk your arm.
I would like to try to... Here's my goal.
Okay.
I'm going to try to discern whether it's intelligent in its relative intelligence level. So, there's like octopi. World Octopus Day, everyone. Hashtag. Dog intelligence versus iguana intelligence.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to see if I can discern its intelligence level by shining a bright flashlight, see if it's responsive to contrast and light, and shouting out my words of command, "What ho!" and see if I can get its attention.
As it's trying to kind of grab Taiwu's arm, you shine a flashlight in its face, and it, you see these weird, underneath a layer of something like eyelids kind of opening and closing. But it doesn't really respond to you saying anything to it. It just it looks like it's keeping an eye on all of you, and trying to keep Taiwu in between it and y'all. So at least it does have some base intelligence to, for tactical thinking. But even that is seen in some animals.
Yeah. Zenith, it's time for you to make a mirage appear and make it think it can walk out onto a ledge.
That sounds like the kind of thing that I always do.
Well, it's that or the horny ray.
Horny ray? You already used the horny ray on the child, remember?
You're on roids.
Right, we used a different emotion, but that one's gone. It's all over.
Mm-hmm.
We used it to create an opportunity for another child to murder a child.
Okay.
Not really spoilers, because that happened before.
So is that all you're doing, Bass? Is just trying to discern it this time?
Yeah, because I'm an intellectual and a conversationalist. Don't really have many weapons other than a cutlass, and usually I get cut more than I do cutting. So, you know what? I'm gonna try to separate it from Taiwu. If it's gonna take someone, might as well.
Okay. So give me a might roll on that.
All right. I'm gonna use some edge because I've got points. Do I know the difficulty number?
It is a difficult level 5 creature.
Okay. I'll remember how to play this game at some point. Now I don't really have anything else that will assist. It is important to remember, though, that I can see in absolute darkness. Mm-hmm. I completely failed. I have no experience because I spin it all on Tic Tacs.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you try to wrench it free, and it you can tell it has some strength. And so maybe if some others were to help, you could try to. But we're going to flash back over to Zinnia. Zinnia, this place that you're in, the ground feels gritty. It's not like there are bits of sand and everything. It's all just one consistency, but it's just bigger pieces of something. You're not sure. I mean, you've never felt ground of this texture. Is there anything that you try to do while you're here?
I want to pull out my little beepy detector thing.
Mm-hmm.
See if it's reacting to anything, and if I need to, I'll power it using my gravity powers.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a using Numenera roll.
Cool. I am trained in understanding Numenera.
This is true. Okay. Yeah. So I will say if you use any effort, just add it to the roll.
Okay.
But go ahead and give me a using Numenera roll to see if you can detect anything.
I also do have a book about the Numenera. So.
Okay, then you can use that as an asset.
Cool.
So you're trained, you have an asset, so that's at least +6.
That is a... I rolled a 9 on the die, so...
Okay, so that's a 15. So yeah, as you kind of use this, you can detect basically like where this thing has used its ability to teleport. So you're kind of getting like pings on the readout, like all around you of these portals that it is basically opening up between worlds. And you can detect one building. It doesn't exist yet, but you maybe think what you would think maybe is like it's about to come back over. And it's just like a couple of feet over to your right.
Yeah, I'm gonna move a little that way.
Okay, so you just want to be like right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Taiwu, it is your turn. What would you like to do? You want to try to wrench yourself free? I will say this. If you try to wrench yourself free, like keeping the arm intact, since Bass is helping, you can use him as an asset. But it's up to you.
Use my assets.
Yeah.
Such wonderful assets you got, baby.
Work
I
out.
will absolutely use his beautiful asset and try to wrench myself free of this strange beast-like thing.
Okay. All right. So it's normally level 5, but because of Bass's fine asset there, it's only level 4.
Really, the key's diet.
Or just not eating.
This is how it is. I have starvation.
Down to a 4.
Yep. Right now it's at a 4 because of Bass helping you.
Shoot. No, I'll spend a level of effort.
Okay, so it brings it to a 3. So you need a 9 or better. You got a 55% chance.
All right. Okay, come on. 19.
Okay. That is a minor effect. So I will say this. As you are wrenching yourself free, you've seen this thing warp enough. You can start to feel that feeling that you felt when it warped in the first time. You can tell that it is building up and it is about to... It looked like it was getting ready to like just go ahead and like phase out again. As you're wrenching yourself free.
In that moment, can I use my cipher of the drone to see possibly where my good friend Zinnia might be? In that moment, is that too much of an action?
Do you have any XP?
3.
I would say you can spend 1 to get an extra action, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Why not? It's just XP. Whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, you can basically like you wrench yourself free and just pull that drone out and slap it on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can totally do that.
Okay. So that in that effort of wrenching free, he pulls out that one cipher, quickly hits the button and slams it onto the closest piece of whatever this being is in hopes of finding Zinnia.
Okay. So you do that, and it is now Zenith Dan's turn, as Taiwu has wrenched himself free of this the grip of this thing.
Wonderful. Zenith has been screaming since Zinnia bamfed out. And he's going to take this laser pistol. He's going to turn it to the big setting.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to try to shoot it whilst screaming.
So you shoot
helps
it.
him focus.
So you're trying to say your screaming is an asset?
Yes. Is it not?
I mean,
he's like Pruitt, he's like a battle scar.
You might be on roids, but that's not going to fly under my watch.
If anything, that's a detriment because you're screaming. So you're like, ah!
I'm only on a very small dose of roids right now.
Yeah.
Well,
You're cycling.
I did. Tomorrow I go to the lowest bit.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to get back me. You got to cycle on the roid. So
I haven't even checked yet. Shit. Okay. I'm going to attempt to.
What did I say about laughing? None.
All right. What did you say about laughing?
Oh no, it's just it sets off my coughing.
Yeah, me too. It's bad. It's bad.
Let's get
all right.
Cough drop.
I'm gonna shoot this thing.
Well, shoot it.
Shoot it.
Shoot her.
I rolled a 2.
Shoot her.
Yeah, you fire off and it like
the screaming was too powerful.
Yeah, and it you bore about an inch wide hole in the wall, and you could see it goes pretty deep actually. It's a pretty powerful laser pistol.
Nice.
But yeah, you miss.
Okay.
And in that moment, it disappears. So Zinnia, you see this thing, and you're like right there when it reappears, and you're like, roll me a. How do I want to do this? Pick a 5-number section of a D20, 1 through 20, 1 through 5, 6 through 10, 11 through 15, 16 through 20. Pick one of those 4.
Let's go 6 through 10.
Okay, now roll a D20. What do you get?
That's 16.
A 16? Yeah, you're literally face to face with it when it pops back in, and it actually like shocks it a little bit because you're like right on top of where this energy was building. It was basically to see if you were behind it or what side of it. And so yeah,
is there an entrance that I can see?
For a split second, you do see your friends. Like as this blue glow that accompanies it, almost like you see a flash of a portal. It's like right there. Like you see them, but it's so quick. But you also see a weird little like yellow bug crawling up on top of this thing.
Cool.
But it's mechanical. But
Great.
it's a mechanical bug.
That doesn't reassure me, Pruitt.
Well, I don't know if it depends on how prideful Taiwu is with the ciphers that he steals. He's always been kind of hides them away. So I don't know if you would have seen him take that off of Vash, but it wasn't there before, and now it's a weird piece of like looks like a little like bug drone or something. But what do you do since you're next in the initiative order?
I'm gonna stick kind of close to there, but I'm going to go to another side of like kind of where I imagine this building was.
Where what now?
So if I'm at the footprint of this building or whatever this portal, whatever situation is.
Well, no, it's just this creature.
Okay, just the creature.
Yeah, the creature just teleported in right in front of you.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I think she just kind of looks at it. Doesn't make any hostile movements towards it.
Okay.
But I think she's just kind of looking around the area that it did pop in.
Okay. It's still the ground is still the ground. It's just standing in front of you. There's no buildings or anything near you. You don't see any architecture anywhere. You just see weird rock formations sticking up at random intervals in the landscape.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to ping again to see if there's another place where energy is building.
Okay. So you ping again, and it's just coming from right in front of you where this thing is standing. Like,
all right, I will just wait and prepare for.
Okay. Okay, back in Aru, back hanging on the wall. You are just kind of standing around as this thing is you don't see it anywhere. And back over in weird purple dimension, Zinnia, this thing is clacking its mandibles, and it goes to attack you now that it has you over here by yourself. So I need a speed defense roll as it's making a snack at you.
That's me.
That's you? Yeah. No,
12.
Did you use any effort or anything?
No.
Okay. No, it hits you.
Low.
Yeah. No, it hits you. And you take 5. You take 5 from your might pool as its mandibles sink deep. And over here, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Cool. I'd like to attack this, please, and thank you.
Okay.
Using because I just got it. I'd like to use my onslaught.
Okay, go for
it. That is a 13.
A 13 does not hit it. It is a level 5 creature,
Okay.
so you need a 15 or better. So yeah, your onslaught like shoots past it, hits the ground, kicks up some kind of purplish sand or dirt, and as you miss it, it disappears again. And everyone back over in Aru, you see it pop back up. And it is in your face. Bass, it is your turn.
Decapitating it.
Okay.
That's a little Dungeon World fiction first, so I decapitated it. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna
make your roll to see what happens.
All right.
And we'll see if more enemies attack on your failure.
Yeah, it helps if I leave my dice roller open. So I'm just gonna roll a 20-sided die, assuming it has 20 sides and not just 10. All right. 16. No effort.
16 does hit.
It's just my cutlass.
So that's what, 2 damage?
I want to say my cutlass... Yeah, my cutlass was 2. It's not medium.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you hit it, and sure enough, you find a place in between 2 plates of its kind of carapace armor, and it bleeds a little, like, kind of oddly, it's like iridescent a little bit, like kind of morphs between purple and blackish blood, kind of drips down.
At this point, I will apply effort to boost the damage if that works.
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna die again.
So basically, you did 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you stab it, and it lets out a little whatever and looks at you, but it looks at you and then immediately looks back at Taiwu. It is it is Zinnia's turn. So Zinnia, is there anything you'd like to do here in the interim while waiting? Maybe take a recovery roll or prepare an action.
Yeah, probably make a recovery roll.
Not trying to lead the PC, just want to remind you of your options.
Yeah.
Because you just said
I don't know Cypher, so.
Oh, no, it's okay. Because y'all did take a long rest, so all your recovery rolls have reset.
Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a recovery roll then.
Okay. Yeah. So I believe you're a 2nd tier character now, right?
I am now.
So yeah, 1d6 plus 2. And okay. So you're healing a bit, Taiwu. It is your turn. This thing looks like it's got eyes mostly for you. It's got 1 on Bass because he just stabbed him, but the other like 6, and and the eyes look. It's not like the eyes look different every time. It's just, it looks odd to look at this thing. It doesn't look, I mean, it is not natural. It is not of your world. You know that now for sure.
I'm going to use employs magnetism to pull the drone off of it.
Okay.
That'll be my action, and then my movement is to just go in the opposite direction on my glider. I guess I should roll for that employs magnetism real quick.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you're just pulling an item off of it.
Yeah. You know what? It's my edge would cover that anyways. Okay, so what are you giving me the thumbs up for that action to pull the pull the bug? Okay, and then
do you want to go ahead and eat the bug as the rest of your action as you kind of fly away? Okay, well, absolutely. I'll go ahead and give you this. Like, you take the bug off, and it's just a little small mechanical bug, and you pop it in your mouth. It kind of dissipates, like almost like cotton candy, and immediately you are fed this image. It's very weird transitioning in between worlds as you kind of see like this blur of light, but it flashes back in, and you see Zinnia like right there, and this bug kind of and Zinnia like fires something at it, and then it disappears again. But you see the same kind of purple landscape, this kind of neon purple desert that extends into the distance, and these jagged mountains in the distance with these weird, odd rock formations that stick up along the landscape.
Does the bug have any type of like a type of services type of thing on it? Like, I don't know if is it capable of knowing where she's at? How about that?
You're not sure. Like, you've never seen any place like this place. Like, you yourself, you've seen enough ciphers. You've found like little video clips and stuff of elsewhere, of outside. You've seen like landscapes and deserts and mountains before, but you've never seen anything like this. So, I mean, no, you're not really sure. The bug itself, going through the transition a couple times, it looks a little haggard just from the trip, right? Before you popped it in your mouth. But yeah.
Okay, so all of that was definitely my action. Hey, can I still do a movement?
Yeah, you can do a short movement.
Okay.
So you basically want to push off the wall?
Yes, and whoever is closest to me, be it Zenith Dans or Bass to relay that information. She's not here. She's disappeared. It's different. It's not here. She's gone.
Zenith, it is your turn as Taiwu yells that out.
Zenith will just look at Taiwu and say, Get her back. Figured out. Says that, but screaming. And he's going to attempt to shoot it, I think, again. He's going to try a little harder this time.
Okay.
Put a level of effort in. Is it might roll or speed roll for
to shoot this thing is a speed roll to shoot a weapon, like the ranged weapon.
Alrighty. I rolled a nat 20.
You rolled a nat 20.
Might be the first time that's happened to me in this whole campaign.
Okay. Well, that is either an extra, what is that? Extra 5 damage? Wait. Or an extra 4 damage?
I was doing the 4 damage attack.
Or you can have a major effect.
I want a major effect. Can my major effect be Zinnia Bamps back in?
I'll say this: your major effect is you shoot it in like the oh my god, I'm losing my bug anatomy. Not the thorax. What's the ass?
It's the ass.
Oh, anyway, you shoot it in its
ass. The ass is the bug.
And you immediately, everyone feels ill. as you shoot it in basically its temporal whatever sack. And you see it kind of flicker a little bit. And Zinnia, you see this thing like flicker in and out, like almost like it's stuck in between transitions, between places. And you can see everyone around this thing just for a few seconds. As it looks like it's trying to right itself, but you can see it kind of bleeding this like purplish black blood. What do you do in that moment?
Which one? Zinnia?
Zinnia, yeah. Because it's basically using its action to try to right itself, and it's not. It looks like it's not working right now. So it's almost like I don't know. It's just like you see this image or this portal like kind of flickering on and off, and you can see almost like in stop motion animation, your friends fighting this thing around it as it's trying to right itself once more.
Yeah, she wants to try to get in and through.
So you're just gonna basically like jump at it?
Yep.
Okay. Give me an intellect roll. Basically, okay. This is just you like mentally trying to time it. And so yeah, just give me an intellect roll. This is gonna be same level as the creature, level 5 intellect roll.
All right. I am going to spend some effort.
Okay. 1 level or 2?
I'm going to do 2 levels.
Okay, so that brings it to a 3, so you need a 9 or better.
19.
19. Okay, so that means you get a minor effect on this. What would you want your minor effect to be?
I'd like to jump through and actually grab onto it.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep it disoriented.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you kind of jump in there and you kind of grab it. You can see the wound where it's bleeding. And maybe you just grab the wound, right, as you jump through. And you almost basically turn this thing around inside of its own transition. Okay? And so y'all see all this play out where there's a flash and y'all can see Zinnia on the other side and y'all can see this purplish landscape. Taiwu, you actually see it with your own eyes now, as opposed to just this implanted memory from this drone. And y'all see her basically just like jump in and like kind of turn this thing a bit, and you hear it screech in agony. And all of a sudden Zinnia is there, back in reality. And this thing is kind of trapped now in flux, and it is frozen. So everybody is going to get a free round to do whatever you would like, as it's trying to right itself. Whether you want to try to run away or you want to gang up on it, what would y'all like to do with your free round? Starting with you, Bass.
Cut off one of its legs.
Okay, give me an attack. And right now, since it is in flux, it's only starting as a level 4.
Okay. Ooh. Let me move my sheet out of the way. Nat 20! Yay!
Nat 20.
So I gotta do an extra 4 damage to it.
Okay, so yeah, you slash into it and you actually cut one of its legs off.
Okay,
and its leg begins to fall like down into the fall.
And I'm willing to pump effort to add an additional 3 for a total of 9 points.
Okay. All right. Yeah, this thing is not doing well at all. Zinnia, freshly back. What would you like to do?
I would like to attack it again. Mm-hmm. Probably using my onslaught.
Go for it.
Now that's a 16.
16 hits. That does how much damage? 4?
Yep, 4 points.
Yeah. What does this look like?
So probably she's still holding on to it.
Okay.
And I think she just, it's just force. So basically what she's doing is she just intensifies the gravity in this particular small ballpoint in her palm and then just moves it through this bug.
Okay. Yeah, so basically what you'll see is this thing is kind of stuck in this like temporal shift between dimensions. Bass catches a leg and it goes flying off into the fall, a little arc of black purplish blood. And then Zinnia, yeah, you put your hand to it and it basically explodes, like splats, except only half of the blood comes this direction. The other half goes the other way into the portal and it stops. And so everyone there is kind of covered in ichor, and this thing is no longer a threat.
All right. That was a thing that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just happy you're back. I thought we lost you forever.
Where did you go?
To the purple world.
That's one way to put it. I don't really know. I just went to another place through a, interdimensional portal.
Another place.
Yeah,
What?
it's weird.
What did it look like?
A lot of purple sand. Some
Do you have any? Zenith dives straight for your feet.
Holy shit! Yeah, no, there's a nice collection of little bits on the sides of Zinnia's shoe, caught maybe in the treads. Also, like you find, enough to look at, to study later. Sure.
Carefully brush it off.
Okay.
Put it.
And there's also the blood, splattered on the wall and on all of you that are. Only Taiwu was not in the proximity because he was on his glider and said he got away from it. So, the three of y'all are like have a splat of bug juice all over you. So,
Taiwu had made a mistake way back and gathered some vials to hold some of the silver mind controlling mechanical.
The retrovirus?
Came across, right? The retrovirus.
Mm-hmm.
He still has those vials. He just never picked up the retrovirus before. Those vials are empty. I want to put some of that ichor because it was interesting in at least one of the vials.
Okay. Yeah, it's all over the wall and three of your companions, so you could fill up a couple of those vials if you wanted to. So there's plenty for later.
Yeah, he'll fill up. I only had 3. I think I rolled 3. I'll fill all 3 up with it.
Okay. So you have both some sand from elsewhere, wherever that is, and some bug ichor. With all things being quiet now, do you continue to descend? All right. You're heading down further here, and there is an increase in the volume of this mechanization process that is occurring, and as you draw closer, you get a better look at it. Taiwu, you yourself have seen at least the effect that is happening down here, which is the grating of this filter. As you look at it and get closer, descending towards it, it doesn't look like solid metal. It actually looks like it has a shimmer to it, like liquid. And what you basically see are pieces of scrap and large pieces of like pieces of ships and stuff like that that get caught in the filter, slowly being pulled apart and taken down to the edge, to the wall. and there you can see like little drone arms and little manipulator arms taking it apart and basically molding it and pushing it into the wall, in effect creating more wall. As this filter is very slowly, almost imperceptibly lowering and extending down as it's taking the scrap, moving it to the very edges and recycling it, reusing it to create more wall. And so now as you have been descending and you see all these different pieces of piecemeal scrap being molded together to create wall, now you see what created it in effect. And the closer you get to this thing, Taiwu, you actually feel your little fake arm that y'all got from one of the Aru team members. You actually feel it like kind of vibrate, and then a light on the little wrist pad thing begins to ding, 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 like start flashing as you get close to this thing.
Oh, you're home. Yes, we will go see what this is.
You might as well have said Disney World was down there to him.
Okay.
There's nothing that is going to stop his beeline yet again for seeing A, his new toy light up, B, how the wall is being built, and he's even closer to the fallen god. So he's going to head right in that direction, meanwhile pushing buttons on his arm the whole way down.
Okay, go ahead and give me a use Numenera roll again. And you've kind of messed with this thing a couple times, so it's one of those things where like you might not speak the visual language of it, but you know, like, well, if I hit this button and this button and this button, it doesn't shut off yet. You know what I mean? So this will be a level 4 roll. I think I had y'all at a level 6 earlier. So this will be a level 4 roll starting first to use Numenera. To try to get this thing to tell you something.
Okay. To use Numenera, will that pull from my intelligence pool?
It's an intellect roll.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna burn a level of effort then.
Okay, that'll bring it to a 3.
Yeah. Oh, what about my computer? A 9? That
is exactly the number you need to use it. And so, yeah, you hit a few buttons on the keypad, and it actually, if y'all recall earlier, one of the little wall panels that y'all got turned on, where y'all actually got a 3D image of this whole like filter, basically. You basically see that, except you're at the bottom of it on the keypad, and you see a red light dinging just underneath the filter, like on not too far away from where y'all are. It's only about a few hundred meters up, like kind of if you were to basically kind of go counterclockwise up around the wall from where you are, as you're looking down. It's only a few hundred meters up, but just on the other side of this filter, there's that's the destination, and there's a distance indicator, so you're only about 300 meters away from whatever that red flashing dinging destination light is. And all of y'all can see it now and hear this thing. As you get closer, it becomes louder and more constant. It's like it's like a distance locator. Oh, come here. I'll let you up. It's been a while since people have seen you.
Monkey!
Sweet Munkle.
I don't trust that cat. Seeing how he lives.
You like to chew wires, and everybody knows now. Grant's seen it.
Seen it with my own eyes.
His face.
Yeah, absolutely adorable because he's got mittens and everything. That's just disgustingly cute. What was I saying? Yeah. So Taiwu, shaking off the cuteness of the cat, is excitedly going to try and
everybody come. This is where we're supposed to be. This is it.
It's it.
It's over there. Yes. This. The arm, the walls, everything, all of this. This is a sign. We're cursed. He's cursed.
Yeah, and Taiwu, by the way, as you like have turned this thing on, you can kind of feel now when you move it, it's a little bit easier to move.
Yes. Let's go.
And he's going to start walking in that general direction. Oh no, it's down, right? It's
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I assume you're gliding down.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it won't take long to get there, but you do see, like, you know, getting through this filter. Like, you remember, Taiwu, when you're not sure how you did it up top, where that bit of metal that you messed with, and it like ate a piece of scrap that you were harvesting, and you retained some of it and you use it now. But like this, the entire grid is like basically a shimmering, moving, like, you got to think like Terminator 2 T-1000. Like, it's like eating the scrap and like moving it along the walls, almost as if it's just like this liquid metal that is running a program to break these pieces of scrap off and form the wall of the filter of the whole housing itself, as this big round filter unit slowly moves down. And so that's just kind of the scene. And so it's, you know, the gaps between the grating, you know, it's about 20 feet by 20 feet. So you know, you can get through it, but it's, you know, it could be harrowing as you're descending. So how would y'all like to proceed? Would y'all like to try to fly through it, or do y'all want to try to like land on the wall and try to find a way through? What do y'all want to do?
you already know what Taiwu wants to do.
Zenith does not wish to fly through.
Taiwu's just gonna shoot. Taiwu's gonna shoot the gap.
Mm-hmm.
Zenia is going to stay close to the kid because she feels responsible for him and his well-being.
Okay. Well, it looks like Taiwu is like heading right for one of these gridded sections. Like I said, it's about 20 feet on a side. I mean, he should be able to get through it, but you know, you never know.
Yeah, she's just going to tail close.
Okay.
And just prepare for bad things happening, because that's what happens down here.
Well,
it'll be fun, they said.
Just go hunt for some scrap, they said. All right. Bass, Zenith, you said you were proceeding cautiously, yes?
Yes, I do not want to try to take a chance on flying.
So Bass, what about you and the rocket man there? Bass, the rocket man, LaFontaine.
I want to try to surpass Taiwu.
Oh, so it's a bit of a race now. Okay.
If we die, we die together.
Oh, come on, old man.
I know, right? And one of those things, it's like, it's the old competitive thing. I mean, I'm not gonna be outraced by some punk kid.
Okay.
I was the great Bass LaFontaine trapeze artist.
All right. Well, in that case, give me each of you give me. Let's see, Taiwu, you're gliding. So each of you give me a speed roll for movement. And if you want to put effort, you can.
That would kill me.
Probably.
Yeah, I'd be close.
But yeah, just
you know what? Yeah, no, I can't. All right,
just give me a straight roll. This will be just a head-to-head roll to see who gets there first.
6.
2.
Oh.
But.
All right. Here's the thing. I was literally in my head. I'm like, it's a level 2 not to hit the wall. Like hit the.
Please have me hit the wall.
So here's the thing. Like Taiwu beat you through the gap, but the problem is one of the wings of your glider catches the edge of one of the filters, and Bass, you get a little whiplash because you were stopped cold in your tracks as the glider on your back gets caught by this grid, and It is literally, you are now, it's like you're on an assembly line. You start running up to the next grid and then over towards the wall as the wing of the glider is slowly being eaten and taken up into the actual metal bar itself of the filter. So what do you do right quick? Actually, no, time out. You just did a race. Xenia and Zenith. Y'all see Bass clip the edge of the filter and basically get caught up in it, and now it is eating the rocket pack off of his back, in essence, because it's made of metal and technology. So what would y'all like to do? Y'all want to do anything to try to assist him before
he dives in to save that?
Okay.
Yeah, I think if Xenia sees Zenith go for Bass, she's gonna keep going, but she don't want to lose track of where the fuck Taiwu went. The last time that happened, he almost.
It was some crazy shit. Yes.
Yeah. So she's just like, all right, I think they've got that. Maybe they've got that. I'm gonna say they've got that, and go and follow the kid.
Okay, so you give me basically since you use your power, give me an intellect roll to just since you're trying to keep up with them, means you're moving with some speed. So go ahead and give me an intellect roll. It's just a level 2 to get between it.
Right, 14.
Yeah, you're fine. You shoot right past Baz as you see him kind of hanging there, like scrambling. Zenith, I'm going to give you a chance to do something.
I'm going to swoop in with my squirrel suit.
I hope we both get caught. It's going to be like a Laurel and Hardy movie, just... It's
going to be...
a ladder.
It's going to be the most tragic Laurel and Hardy movie ever.
Hey, all comedies used to be tragedies, right?
I feel if I'm stuck, that should have been an intrusion, right? Although, no, it's up to you. It's just one of those, it's like, no, I totally failed my role.
You failed your role. I mean, if I wanted to be an a-hole and have an intrusion, I would have been like, it tries to eat you immediately. I'm giving you a chance.
Well, I was simply trying to surpass Taiwu, but I wasn't sure if the roll was to... It doesn't matter. I've got no points.
Well, the roll was a race, but I feel like in my head it was like, well, it's a level 2. They need a 6 or above, so whichever one gets higher wins.
It's fair.
Yeah, and so...
No, it's fair.
Yeah. In fact, I literally just reread the intrusion rules because I was like, I want to make sure I get this right. It's been a while since I've played. So I just decided that instead of intruding.
No, it's totally fair.
So, Zenith, what are you doing here? You just going to try to swoop in and save him?
I'm going to try to swoop in and pick him up like a baby.
Okay.
And save him.
Okay, go ahead. This is, okay, because basically he's like strapped into a jetpack.
Yeah.
So if you want to like try to swoop in and like grab him off of it, this is going to be
Is it like a backpack or is it like a...
No, it's a jetpack, so it's got straps with a thing.
It's like a fucking jetpack. Like I see one of those every day.
I don't know. You've watched science fiction as much as I do.
Here.
Yeah, it's got a thing here, so you just have to like swoop in and like hit a button and keep going to get him out of it. You know.
All right. I mean, he's. I mean, I imagine he must have done this for his children for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this will be a level 3. It'll be a little bit harder as you shoot the gap and try to grab him.
Okay.
So this will be a level 3 roll. Speed.
Put effort.
Okay.
Level of effort into that.
So it makes it a level 2, so 6 or better.
Okay.
What could go wrong?
Nothing. Screw it. I rolled a nat 20. For real. I did.
Okay.
It says 14.
It says 14.
I had it on 20.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
Right here.
I see it.
I'm doing my best.
It's the 20 side of the die that you rolled. Sure.
20 side.
I believe you. So yeah, you basically like as Bast is kind of recovering from the whiplash of just like going from speeding descent to stop. You know, there's a few seconds of discombobulation, and you kind of just swoop by and turn and hit the button of the harness and grab him as you swing by.
Can my major effect be the song "Love Will Lift You Up Where We Belong"?
Love lifts you up where we belong. Peebo Bryson appears.
Where the seagulls fly on a mountain high. Anyway, yes. So, but I will say this: the effect is the fact that you save him and get him to like hang on to you, so you can redeploy your wings because you're in a wingsuit, and if you're holding someone, you no longer have any kind of aerodynamic.
Little Z will help.
Yeah. Little Z.
Little Z will get you in a little it'll be a bass sandwich.
Yeah. Oh, Emma. Oh.
What?
You and Bass and Little Z in a anyway.
It's hey, don't knock it till you try it.
Hey, so y'all, now everyone is below this filter, and you are out completely of this thing that is actually labeled an ARU, an atmospheric recycling unit, and there is still a wall. You are still in some kind of tunnel, although you can definitely tell that the walls are viscous and slimy. And Taiwu, you can definitely see that there is some kind of craft on the underside of this thing. It is moored to the bottom of the filter itself. It's about twice the size of y'all's skiff, but it is enclosed. You can definitely see like a cockpit area, and it is closed off. It is the same colors as your arm piece. It is kind of a dark blue with some white stripes for like accent. You see the same symbol of that the mission patch has on the arm, like on the side of it, and it says like Angel 5. You see Mech 1 on the side of it, and that is what is on the underside of this on the underside of this filter. It is, like I said, it is docked on it, and there you are.
Yeah, that's happening. Yeah, we're going to shift the glider into the general direction of the feel-good arm, so that he can hopefully hook up with Robotech off to the side and make something happen. It's a blessing. And he's going to like wave everybody off in that direction again, screaming just joyful as he possibly could. There is no sense of danger he is feeling whatsoever.
All right. So where do you land? Do you land on the craft itself, on this wall that you see now? That is, like I said, it's some kind of tunnel or something that this thing is inside of. Like you can see the edge of the Aru unit inside of this this tunnel that you're in. So yeah, where are you landing?
To the edge of the Aru unit is the viscous metal that's eating all the other metal. Is that on the edge as well?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can tell that it's basically like the gridded filter is taking all the scrap to the edges and creating more wall on the inside of this whatever this is. So basically, the Aru wall is just inside of the whatever like this tunnel is. Like I said, it is some kind of other. You're not sure what it is, but you can tell it's like slimy, and you're not sure what it's made of though. You want to go touch it? You'd have to touch it.
Nah. Taiwu's gonna avoid.
I thought you said there was no danger here. I thought you said.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not necessarily the danger. It's the gross factor. It's just gross, and there's something cool over there.
Gotcha.
That's way cooler. That's got my arm feeling kind of good about itself. We're gonna head towards the good feeling.
I'm gonna. Oh, okay. Wherever your arm and the good feeling is, we're just gonna.
They're up here. I assure you, my hands are up here.
Hands up. No. Anyway,
all right, so we've had a hand check on stream.
Hand check. Everybody good? Okay, we're good. So you're heading towards this this craft?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What you can tell as you get closer is basically the craft itself is inverted. And so, like, when you come up to it, you can see the cockpit, like, on the underside, and it's attached to the unit upside down, basically, right? You can definitely see a couple of small wings coming off the side. You can see the intake on either side of the cockpit itself. Looks like it takes in air. In the back, you can definitely see the exhaust manifold where, so it looks like it's some kind of jet-powered craft, but it's kind of boxy, but not terribly big. Only about 20 feet long, maybe about 7 feet wide itself. As you get closer, you can tell it probably can hold about 4 to 6 people. The cockpit, actually, as you get closer, you can see it's a 2-seater, and there's an area to go back deeper into the ship itself, so there's probably room for everybody. But it looks like brand new. Like, it doesn't even really have any scuffs on it.
Okay.
So are you going up there and kind of...
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
He's going to make every effort to touch as much of the plane with his hand to see if there's some relationship.
Okay, so yeah, you're going up there and you're kind of like feeling all over the front of it and everything. Give me a perception check. And just let me know if you're going to put effort into it. Sorry, I know it's kind of not cipher, but I like keeping some of these checks secret, just because.
That's fair.
So if you're just getting effort, it's just an addition of 3 to whatever you roll.
All right, yeah, I'll give effort.
Okay, go for it.
3, 2, a 5, so that would be an 8.
An 8. Yeah, you don't notice anything as you're kind of fiddling around. What's everybody else doing? As you see Taiwu, he kind of landed up on this thing, and he's just kind of messing around near there's a kind of a glass canopy on the underside. As you can tell, this thing is kind of upside down and like attached by its kind of landing gear or whatever, these claws that are hanging on to the unit itself. What are y'all doing?
Xanath is looking beyond the ship to see what's underneath us.
What's underneath you?
Yeah.
You can tell that this tunnel continues on for a short distance, but you get the sense like that below you is a vast opening, like into a much larger cavern. You're not sure why you know that, but like being in like this constrained area, you just look down and you can feel, to your sensibilities, like just a void, an immense void below you. Yeah.
Xanath starts explaining all these things into his communicator.
Mm-hmm. So what's everybody else doing while Taiwu's coming up and messing around on that?
Bass is going to go try to mess around with him. Specifically, Bass has a number of abilities that help him figure out these sort of puzzles. So he's going to try to discern if there's anything technologically of interest.
Okay. Well, in that case, first off, give me a perception roll as you come up there before you start discerning things.
I'm glad, because I'm going to... I'm specialized in this sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to use triple effort.
You're trying to kill me.
All right. Oh, Pruitt.
What'd you roll?
Well, I rolled a 2, but triple effort, and I'm specialized to lower it by 5.
So that's 5 levels, so that means it's 17. Right? Okay, so as you're coming up there to help Taiwu, you definitely see some movement on the top side, like the underside of the ship, so that means on top side, between the ship and the filter itself. Near the back of the ship, you definitely see there's movement. Something is up there.
How would you describe the movement to me?
It is a shifting. It's hard to tell because of there's no like real light from where y'all are.
I don't need
have
light,
glow
though.
globes. Oh, you don't need light. It's a humanoid shape. That's very good at stealth and hiding, but because of your specialization, like you're able to basically see like the movement at the very last second as they had shifted from basically behind one landing gear to behind another, trying to get further away from y'all.
Calling out to it.
What do you say?
I see you. I see you back by the landing gear. We are friends. Come on out.
You hear kind of a cautious but hopeful, a female voice. Where are you from? But they do not step out from the landing gear. They're still using it kind of as cover.
I was blown here by the winds long ago.
Bass?
Is this... Yep. Is this my ex? No.
No, it is not your ex.
Is it a member of my trapeze troupe?
It is not. But she does step out and kind of walks over. It's like, Bass? It's Xena. I'm Zinnia's sister. What are you doing here?
Well, I nearly got trash compacted, and young Zenith Dans carried me in his very strong and warm arms.
Oh, Zenith. Oh, what? But what are y'all doing down here?
Taiwu's fiddling, and we are.
It's crazy. And
exploring.
She walks out. Like kind of scrambles. She can't like walk because the space. But she kind of crawls out and kind of onto one of the wings. And it's that moment she sees Zinnia, and Zinnia, you see your sister Xena, excuse me. And here's the thing, she looks almost exactly like she did the day she left. As in, same clothes, same everything. It's been a couple of years. And she kind of looks at you. It's like, what? Why are you down here? Mother and father must be beside themselves.
She's immediately going down to meet her.
And she, as you get over there, she embraces you, and looks at you and is like, you look different. I don't understand. Like, what are you doing down here? Did you follow? Did you actually see me come back down? Like,
No. You look the same.
I mean, of course I do. I only left like a week ago.
Okay. And I think she does kind of like let go of the hug for a second. So about that, it's been almost 3 years. We all thought.
Okay, you're just having to go at me. This is a joke, right?
I think Zenith looks over to Bass to back her up.
Trying to pull this into something where it's like Zenith gets ceremonially tattooed every birthday. It's like, nope, Zenith's got 3 new tattoos. But no, I'm going to. I assume I have a very nice watch that has the date and time on it, and I'm going to reveal this to Xena. warrior princess.
But, I mean, I just don't. I'm sorry. And she kind of pulls her like timepiece out, and you can see like her. She's like, wait a minute, and she's like hits it, and you look at it, and it's like, it's basically gone haywire, and she's like, wait a minute, I thought it was just the other day that it did that, but
anomalous.
I told Mom and Dad that I was going up because that would be to go down is against the law. It is basically suicide, but I just had to see what was down here. And like I said, it was only like a week ago, and I made it to the bottom in just a few days, and then, I don't know, the last few days I felt very weird. I had a headache a couple days ago. It was like a bad one, and then I found this, and I've been trying to get into it because it's the only thing that's just different. I mean, look at this thing. What is it?
Maybe we can figure it out, but God, Xena, I thought you were dead.
Oh, sister. And she like comes forward and like gives you a hug, and it's just like, I would never want you to think that. I had to see. I just tired of the rules of like, oh, we can't investigate and but 30 years. What the hell?
And I think there's that kind of realization. So you'd be like, yeah. And she looked back, like, up. Who knows how long it's been for them since we've come down here.
I don't know.
It's only felt like a few days, but now I'm a little concerned.
Well, I guess one problem at a time, right? We'd have to get back up somehow.
Yeah.
Is Mom and Dad okay? Are they fine? Are they?
Weren't quite the same after you left, but they're doing okay.
That's good. I'm sorry that I put you and them through that.
Yeah, it's fine. It took a lot to convince them to let me come down. I'm glad I did, though.
Yes, it's good to see you, sis. And she gives you another hug. And then she comes to a realization. Wait. Does that mean you're older than me now?
Yeah, I think technically I'd be 3 months older than you now.
Well, what do we do next, big sis?
Oh God, no! Please don't. I'm only taking. She'll lower her voice. I'm only taking care of like the kid and these two. Sometimes act like children. I don't need another one.
Do you think we can actually get into this thing? I've tried everything. It's the most. I've never seen technology this advanced or whole. This. Look at it. It was crafted as is. It's not leftover scrap. This was made by I don't know who.
Not sure either. But there'll be 4 of us instead of just one. Aw, hi Isis.
Yeah, I'll get a 2 for Kitty as surprise today.
2 kitties. Just little shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
She's my little sweetie.
Sorry.
This is the adventure where everyone turns into murder hobos.
Look, I come from a long line of murder hobos.
Yeah. Daniel's just gonna start looking at this thing and see if she can figure anything out.
Okay, so look, so Taiwu is Taiwu. Did you stop whenever the person when Xena was
No,
found?
typically in a situation like that, he would be all over it. But he's at the pinnacle. He's on a full Mountain Dew rush right now. We're at the bottom of the pit. And there's metal and planes and stuff. Woo! That's where Taiwu is right now. So he's touching every single thing with the glove to try and get it going.
Okay, well, go ahead and give me a use Numenera, and you do get an asset from your arm, as you're just kind of like pushing all over.
Yeah. 18 and 3 is 21.
You rolled an 18?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No. Oh, okay. Yeah. No. So, Zinnia, you finish with your thing, and you turn around to start maybe going over to help Taiwu, and he's been over there just like slapping the wall of this thing, and Taiwu, you finally like hit a spot right where the canopy meets at the front, and you catch the corner of like a pad, and it lights up, and every one of you feels like a thrumming of energy as this thing begins to wake up, and the canopy itself and opens up, and there is a rush of like, the only way I can describe it is Taiwo, you felt this before when you had that purifier around you, like the air that comes out of this is like perfect air, like it's perfectly filtered air that you get a quick breath of. But yeah, the canopy itself opens up, and you look inside the cockpit of this thing to see two seats. There's controls for each side. There's a control panel with various buttons and layouts. And as you're looking at this kind of whatever, you can see it slowly start to power up, and it's the onboard systems are booting up as we speak.
And in childlike fashion, in order to get ahead of everybody else first, he wants to experience what he wants to sit in the cockpit. So he's going to immediately just jump in the cockpit, whether it fits him or not, and just be in it. And
okay, do you kind of buckle yourself in, because you're basically upside down at this point, because this thing is inverted? So okay, yeah, you can swing yourself around.
I'm driving.
Do you hop in the left or the right side? This is important.
Left.
Okay. You hop in the left side and kind of strap yourself in. The straps, like, even if you tighten them all the way down, they're still a little loose. Like, you can tell this was meant for like an adult. So even completely tightened down, you're a little loose, but it keeps you in place enough. And as you look around, there's multiple screens, buttons and switches galore. Again, it's kind of hard to read everything, but you can definitely tell this thing is doing a boot up process, and it's basically doing a systems check on all the systems.
Just in a moment of just exuberance, I turned it on. We're getting ready, everybody. He's not gonna start pushing buttons just yet, because he knows this is the only thing.
Mm-hmm. And Zinnia, you come around the edge now as Taiwu has strapped himself in, and he's looking around, and you can tell he has that button push look in his eye, but he's holding it in check for the moment. Yeah.
I think Danielle will just like pop her head in to kind of be upside down. So it's the same. She's like facing the same way that she is.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, kiddo. You seem to be having fun here.
This is the best. This is the best. That's your sister, right? This is the best. This right there is the best.
Yeah, and Xena kind of walks over, and she kind of leans over the edge, and you see her head kind of pop in and go, "Oh, how the hell did this kid open it up? I've been trying for days."
Combination of things. Very good at tech, surprisingly. Taiwu, this is Gina, this is Taiwu.
Hey, kid.
keep an eye on him.
And yeah, you see Zinnia's sister, and she looks about the same age as Zinnia. Has kind of a Jennifer Connelly look to her, but she's wearing like like work coveralls. Like, I mean, she is dressed to explore. You've seen various scrappers and explorers go out. I mean, she's basically just got ration pouches in each pocket, and all that, and she swings herself under and actually kind of walks, like pops in the crawl space between the seats, but doesn't go to the complete back. She's kind of just sitting there in between, like looking between the seats. Zinnia, go ahead.
Yeah, Tawu would probably follow her. Well, A, because he finally gets a chance to really see her up close, and B, there's a back.
Oh yeah, you didn't notice that? Like between the two seats, there's a space to walk into the back of this ship. It's kind of cramped. It's not meant for comfort, but yeah, you could go into the back area. Yes, and slowly lights are kicking on like further into the ship. Am I taking that to mean that you are leaving the seat and moving to the back?
Yeah, he will leave that cockpit. That attention span is like that. So
okay,
he will leave the cockpit to go follow her in the back to see what else is in store. He's gonna look back at Zinnia and are there more coming? Like, you got all this family coming. You got some more cousins coming?
Well, I technically got here first, about a week ago or 3 years ago. We're not quite sure.
A week? 3 years? Or what?
Well, it's been a week for me, but apparently I've been gone for 3 years.
So you moved in and out like your she bopped into another world and you bopped into another time. That's pretty cool.
I guess. You another world, sister?
Yeah, long story. Weird trans-dimensional bug decided to pop me into somewhere else. I managed to get here, obviously, because I'm still here.
You see her face kind of like drop when you say that. Was it like purplish kind of?
Oh, it was the most beautiful purple, and there was these mountains and stuff, and then there was the stuff, and it was sandy and everything, and she was over to the side, but then I had this bug, and it told me everything that was going back and forth, and we tried to save her, but then the bug got caught in the middle and blew up, and I had all this sticky stuff on me.
Oh, and she kind of reaches forward to like she kind of clamps Taiwu's lips together. Yes, yeah, I believe what you've described. One of those things came after me. That's why I was hiding actually down here. I wonder.
Do it, Zenith. Do it. Coward.
Interesting. Well, I'm going to head to the back of the ship, look around. What is Bass and Zenith doing as all this is kind of taking place?
We're currently debating whether or not Xena's a parasite, like in the Rick and Morty episode, because we don't have any bad memories of her.
Yeah,
and Xena's just gonna shoot her in the head and watch her turn into a parasite.
Thank you for the raid, Little Red Dot.
Yeah, thanks for the raid, everyone. We're playing a little cipher. They just found a ship.
Let's kill Kiana's character's sister for no reason.
No, it's a parasite.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, what are y'all doing?
Zenith is going to get into the cockpit.
Okay. Bass, what about you?
He's going to tell Bass we still have a mission to see what's at the bottom.
I'm going to start playing improvisational sad tuba music when Zenith starts talking. And then, like, follow Zenith into the cockpit. Yes.
Perfect.
Gosh. Sorry, you mentioned that it was a private message, and I was just like, oh, now my mind's stuck on this conspiracy theory. Grant's like, yes, confirmation bias, all signs point to Xena being evil.
It's true.
I mean, y'all have had some temporal anomalies before, so, I mean...
Yeah. Zenith wants to attempt to...
it's just another clue.
Wants to attempt to fly the ship He's gonna tell Bass, I don't know if I trust her.
You can 100%. Xena is well respected.
I don't even trust my ex-wife 100%. I didn't trust her 100% when we were married.
Yeah, but you were never married to Xena.
That's an interesting argument, Grant.
Well, you know, it's because there's no reason inherently that you should trust your wife more than someone else simply because she is your wife.
Well, I mean, yes, you do.
That's more about trusting your own judgment
over time, and you trust your own judgment.
Yeah, but if you look at the history of your entire life, your own judgment hasn't been all that it's cracked up to be. That might hurt a little now, but when you separate yourself from this wound, you will be feeling better. Trust me, Xena is highly trustworthy.
I'm counting down to the PvP.
I just saved your life, Bess. Are you saying that I make poor choices?
Well, Xenia has saved my life like 100 times too, and you're saying her sister's a murdering parasite.
I didn't say anything of the sort, Bess.
It was implied in your tone.
I just said you should be careful.
I'm not sure if aloe vera grows down here, but you're going to need to put something on that burn.
All right.
Going to attempt to fly this ship.
Okay. Has everybody gotten in the ship?
Oh, I'm buckled up too.
Okay, so there's 2 seats in the front at the cockpit, and then there's room in the back. So who are the 2 people in the cockpit?
I am.
I'm sitting in the baby position.
Like at the breast. Like
yes.
What's going
Zenith's lap.
So you're sitting in Zenith's lap. So who's in the other seat?
No, that's me. It's the other seat.
Okay, I was gonna say if you would have sit in the other seat.
Taiwu does have the big arm that opened the thing, but
yeah.
That's not necessarily, not that
know. I could be all in with the family reunion or pushing buttons in the cockpit. You let me know.
That's one reason we need you we need to give you like old consoles to mess with.
Well, I mean, Taiwu, you're small enough. You could be like in the little area between the
Don't
seats.
encourage him.
I'm just saying there's enough room between the seats for Taiwu to stand.
Taiwu needs a buckle.
Well, he wouldn't be buckled in.
You're a growing boy. Think of your growth plates. You need a buckle.
Get him a seat.
Okay.
I'm down to sit wherever as long as it's not in somebody's lap. We're all good.
Well, I will say this. Taiwu, you did say you were going to go to the back because you want to look around. So while they're like figuring that out the front, you and Xena go in the back. And what you discover as the lights flicker on back here is along one wall are various tools. You're not sure. They might be weapons, but they look like tools. Along one wall, along another wall, there are 4 suits, kind of in each have their own little alcove, and it looks exactly what you think it looks like. There's a suit with a helmet next to it, a whole thing, and it's the same color and design as the arm that you saw, but just on a bit bigger scale, a little bit more utility. So it looks like these suits can withstand maybe like a vacuum. You're not sure. You've never been in a vacuum, but you, the player, just to give you an idea of what you're looking at. They kind of look like the new NASA suits if you saw the announcement the other day. They're a bit bulky. They have a nice little control panel on the front that has different gauges and buttons. They aren't lit up right now, although everything around the suits is powering up, so you can start to see like each suit has its own number in the alcove, and it's going through an auto check of systems like that. So there's a little bench like right in front of that. So here's the thing. You up front, you can kind of see almost like a little loading meter at the bottom as all the systems begin to kick back on. And then there's like one final like poof, and as the canopy starts to close, the thing that y'all feel, Zinnia, you feel this all the time because you manipulate gravity all the time, but everybody in the thing, y'all have been basically walking on the ceiling in the back, because this thing is, again, upside down. But all of a sudden, you all tumble to the floor as some odd feeling of inertia overtakes your body, and now you are, and even up in the front, as you're sitting in the seats, you sit down in the seat comfortably, and you are upside down as basically the artificial gravity kicks on for this ship.
Yeah, Zinnia is super unfazed by this. This is very normal.
Like literally, Zinnia, you just kind of turned. You know, because you never said you discontinued your power. So like literally, your just orientation just shifted, and you know, you can land on the actual floor. But as you look out, you're upside down, and as you look up top of the canopy, you actually see up front, those of you up front, a heads-up display that basically overlays like an infrared view of everything, kicks on, and you can definitely see just a few more kilometers down as you look up through the canopy, gives way, and then there is nothing. Like, there is just a vast cavity, as much as you can tell. And it seems like the ship has finished powering up. It has done all of its systems checks, and it is just sitting there now, waiting to be manipulated in any way that you like to see. So, who would like to do what first?
Tai Wu would first grab a helmet and drag a suit over, and he's just going to put the helmet on his head and just continue to push buttons. Not the suit, just the helmet.
You want to push buttons on the helmet or your arm?
On the arm, and just see. He's just trying to see if anything is going. Whatever the chest plate, or I guess for the buttons that would be on the suit. That's what I envisioned. Correct me if I'm wrong. You said there was something on the suit that was lighting up?
No, the suits haven't quite lit up. Okay. Next to each bay that a suit is in, there is its own little control panel that has all, like you see an outline of the suit, and like all I was saying is the different checks for that suit. It looks like the ship itself was checking each suit for, like, you know, various things.
The time would you put on the helmet more for fun and the excitement of it all?
Yeah, you put on a big round helmet. It's a little bit too big for you, and it kind of lolls around a bit, and you're still hitting buttons. Give me one more. Give me another use Numenera roll.
Oh, nat 20.
Okay. If anything, for right now. So here's the deal. Y'all have been talking and manipulating this thing long enough. You finally see like a little button pop up in a language that you can read, Tai Wu, and it basically says translate reboot, yes, no.
Yes.
You hit yes, and first it starts with your arm. It powers down and then immediately powers back up, and then the ship itself powers down and then reboots. It does it a little bit quicker this time, because what you realize, Zenith Dans, and anybody who's looking at a panel, when this thing reboots back up, you can read everything. You can tell that this section over here is engines, this is oxygen, life support, this is, you know, drone control. It looks like this thing has like 4 maintenance drones on it. Tai Wu, you look at your little arm here, your arm apparatus, and apparently it has 5 or 6 different tools on it, on this arm alone. It also has a power level for the arm itself, and it's at like 5%. So it looks like it's about to run out of energy. But yeah, you basically changed the language setting on this whole thing, because it's been around you enough and it's heard y'all talk enough that it's just kind of a, you know, yeah. And what you do see is there's an error flashing, Zenith, up front. There's a small error flashing in the chronometer.
There's an error flashing in the chronometer.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to troubleshoot it?
I would like to troubleshoot it. Yes.
Give me do you have use Numenera or like?
I do.
Anything? Okay,
I've got that.
Give me a use Numenera roll. See if you can kind of work through that process to.
What's the level?
That's going to be a level 4.
Level 4. So normally like level 3, I'm going to put a level effort into that.
Okay.
I rolled another nat 20. No fooling. It happened.
Okay.
It's right there.
That's an 8.
Yeah, that's an 8. Yeah.
Shut up.
14. So, hey, thanks for the raid. Did everybody raise your shields?
Any
Any
case.
case.
Here's the shields.
Oh, wait.
Thank
I
you.
need to resubscribe.
Yes.
Okay.
I rolled a troubleshooting nat 20. I googled the shit out of it. And the message boards were very helpful.
Well, thank you.
Couple locked archived Reddit threads.
Yep.
Out of print PDF.
Awesome. Okay, so you
Update
managed
the
to-
drivers.
What is going on? Yeah, you update the drivers here, and you can see that there's an error entered in the log. As this thing rebooted, there's a discrepancy in the chronograph, a discrepancy of 1,224 years.
How many years again?
1,224.
A discrepancy like it can't account for that time?
Yes, as this thing has booted back up, there's from the last time it was operational to now, it's yeah. I mean, would you like to go through its sensor logs?
I would. I did. That was the first thing I wanted to do. Is I want to go through logs.
Okay. Well, I mean, we'll just piggyback on your nat 20 here, and you kind of pick up on it, and basically, this thing had recorded a temporal surge a couple days ago. That's where all of a sudden it in its background recording of everything around it and time itself. There's all of a sudden a jump of 1,224 years.
It was recording, something happened, and then it lost 1,200 years.
Yeah, like 2.5 days ago, which is about the same time that Xena said that she felt kind of weird and had a headache there for a little bit. And yeah.
Interesting. Are there like personnel logs?
You can look those up.
I do want to do that.
That'd be their private property.